Hello, today I will be talking about poor listening skills in America. This is not on the research, it's actually on personal experience and uh, what my beliefs are. Uh, it's no surprise that we have bad communication skills, listening skills. I have not ever experienced any class or had any prior information on listening skills. So pretty much we have the assumption that everybody's a good listener, or we just take for granted that the person is listening to us, and some of them are better at listening than others. But there is actually not a good structure behind that. In America, there's a bunch of cultural diversity. I grew up in Los Angeles and also in San Diego. So the ethnic background, we had a rich one, and there was more a better perception of listening from some students than others, regardless of the ethnic background. So that was really something that I would mention, that it's about a barrier between listening. I would say though that we do lack the observation of listening. We just listen, we tend to drift off, and we do not actually take notice of it. Just for example, if we go to movie theaters, some people do not turn off their cell phones. The ringer goes off. Some people have the courtesy of turning it off after noticing they forgot, or some people just don't care. And according to our text, it's something of the things that we get distracted on. The obvious problems are that due to the lack of listening skills, we do not get good comprehension. We miss points just in different fields, either if it's social, educational, or business related. The lack of having a good listening skill from the beginning of somebody's education can hinder us big time in a big matter, because our school is based on us being able to listen to what the professors are saying. The educational system is actually something that could benefit if we started integrating this into elementary schools, even kindergarten for that matter. Something that would be implemented perhaps as a project. What are we facing? The human mind actually, a person can speak approximately 150 words per minute, and the mind can actually process 600. Perhaps not all of them with precise recording, but we do have like a big buffer of our mind that actually processes away, which allows us to drift away to what we're listening to. If we start education in a lower level or elementary school with a good training and habit of just listening to what we're listening to, hearing what needs to be heard, and just focusing, it might increase the grade, making us more efficient at school.
400% capacity.
What can we hope to achieve if we were all to implement good basic?
Power 400% capacity.
Turn my volume off real quick. Talking about listening, right? And we are getting some distractions over here. Facing the what we can hope to achieve. We should hope to achieve implement good listening values. How can we achieve them? I would say that we could start from our families, just from the basic training that we're, get from our parents, and then enhancing that as we go through school. So when we get to middle school or high school, we have a really, really good focus on what our listening skills should be, so we can have all a same ethic on what listening should be, what our listening should be like, in order to avoid a lot of distractions. The benefits are endless. We have more polite conversation, social. If we go anywhere, everybody's going to be more attentive to what we are asking. If you go to a shopping center, or if you're asking for something in a specific at a retail place, or something in particular, just get speaker. Just something in general in the business industry, especially if we're getting homework, like right now everybody was confused on this week's assignment. So I don't know if the teacher was just trying to throw us a curveball there to make sure that we pull together, communicate properly, and make sure that we get our message across as best we can. Or maybe we can integrate something else so we can all have the same knowledge and listen to what we need to listen to, or read for this matter, and we can all move forward with a more focused and less confused point of view for our perspective. What changes can we expect? We can expect better grades. We can expect more success in our school, in our families, in our social life, in our business, and pretty much all around. With families, with friends, in business, with co-workers, listening to our boss, or just delegating, we would know that we have a team that is ethically inclined to listen properly without having interruptions. It's possibly all around. Influences of other countries. We do know that we have some cultural differences, even in our same country. People that come from other states or from other cities have a different type of vocabulary. So some of the words have some, not much, but different points of view. Just the style of making your sentences can differ from what person thinks. And there's also the attitudes, the way that some people communicate with one another. Some of them have a type of attitude that might be too harsh or too fragile. I wouldn't know how to explain this exactly. But some people just have the right attitude and the type of pronunciation, or just a tone of voice that is more appealing to some other people. So for some person that has a type of voice that it's not too strong and communicating to others, a good listener and good listening habits will definitely come in handy for anybody that's communicating their point across, regardless of their tone of voice, their language, their vocabulary, or the way they form their sentences according to their ethnic background, race, or language. English is a second language per se. In summary, we all would benefit from having a good hearing, understanding, remembering, interpreting, evaluating, and responding to our listening skills. Because we know that we have problems like physical, mental, factual, and semantic distractions. The distractions are one of the main reasons that we all face, and we do not have any awareness from the get-go. This is the first time that I'm actually becoming, I come across this issue in all my life, and it's kind of sad that I need to get to a higher education in order to learn something as simple as listening skills. So it will be super important to implement it in our lower education, in the elementary level classes, in order for us to start determining that we should focus and avoid all these distractions that we face whenever we're listening to somebody, or just reading in general. It all starts with a good listening practice. Well, it all starts with a good listening practice. That's my presentation for the week. I hope it's beneficial for some of you guys. And it's a bit over 7 minutes. Sorry about that. I'm still, one of the things that I was noticing on this week is that I do not know how to manage my time. So that's something that I'm going to be focusing on, trying to be able to implement how long I'm going to be speaking about a certain point, about a sub point for a certain amount of time, so we can actually be able to describe and put our presentation out. Because if we are a professional speaker, we're going to have a 5-10 minute, perhaps 15-minute window, but we are going to need to have that time to a point where we need to know exactly what we're going to say and how long it's going to take us to say it, and what words we need to cut out to point it out. So this is an impromptu kind of thing. I guess I would have had like 20 recordings in order to edit and cut everything out, but well, we are learning, so sorry about all the length of the time, all the kitty meows down there, and see you in class. Take care.